Alright, I'm doing my final project on the Ajanta caves, and yeah. So the Ajanta caves are located in Maharashtra, India, and the original Ajanta colony thing was there, and that's why they're called that. It's in India, and they're monuments of the Buddhist faith. They're filled with beautiful paintings and sculptures and all this artwork, and it dates back all the way back to the 1st and 2nd century BC, but went to the 4th and 5th. The caves are man-made, and they're carved into a mountain face, and they were originally used by monks as a meditation and sanctuary space. And people speculated that they would go there as sanctuary and to get away, to go on their retreats, their monk retreats, and just meditate and try to get closer to nature and reach nirvana. The caves were untouched until rediscovered in 1819 by an English explorer named John Smith. He was in the Tiger River, which is right below the caves, and he was looking for tigers and just looked up and found these sculptures, and he was like, those can't be natural. So he went up and he explored and he found them. And it's a beautiful area. You got the Tiger River right below. It's called something else, but in English it translates to Tiger River. It's surrounded by all this greenery and all these trees, and then you have the caves, which were carved into the face of a mountain, and it's really it's significant architectural engineering because no one is really quite sure how they did it, because it's so intricate and there's so many sculptures and paintings and these halls in these caves, and it's really beautiful, and no one is sure how they did that because it's not marble or anything. It's it's straight up rock, and so it's really significant and really pretty. And it's got about 20 to 30 caves, about that, and they're arranged in a horseshoe shape on the mountain. And for the visuals, the caves are spread over the mountain. There's the main entrance has it's kind of an archway, and then there's the main painting, which is this Buddhist monk depicted as reaching nirvana, which is the heaven, the big thing that everyone goes for in Buddhism. And John Smith started it, and other people have done it throughout the years. After rediscovery, they've written their names under the monk, and it's kind of good luck for reaching their inner peace, their nirvana. And the caves they're pretty dang big, and they have depictions, paintings, and sculptures of monks, animals, nature. They have tons of Buddha himself, and oddly they have some paintings and such from Greek religion, and those were added later in the 4th and 5th century when Greek culture began to spread throughout the Western world and to India. Sculptures, they're all there. There was one larger one that I added an image of in my PowerPoint, and it's Buddha. It's really big. He's laying down, he's chilling. And then the origins, we can't be completely sure who created them because lack of documentation, but John Smith was the man who discovered the caves back in the 1800s. And the origins really are they're kind of mysterious because we don't know how they did it, we don't know who did it. There's a lot unknown, but Yeah. It was eventually abandoned after we're like approximating the 5th, 6th, maybe into the 6th century, because of the decline in Buddhism in India. And it's not currently used as it originally was, like for meditation and sanctuary, but pretty much everyone in India and like all the Buddhists around the world consider it very holy and very important to their religion. And it's very important. And inside the caves, there's actually some strange stuff, that a lot of strange sculptures and paintings that you wouldn't originally expect to be in a Buddhist sanctuary. There's a lot of naked people, a lot of people engaging in intercourse. There's like half human, half animal hybrids. There was a lot of like interesting images, and another mystery, we're not sure what those mean. And another interesting thing is that one of the caves, one of the approximately 30 caves, is supposed to represent the winter equinox. It's got all these like images of like winter animals, winter, like the nature around that time, and how the processes are during then, and like the cycle and all that. And we also found a lot of like jewels and riches alongside the stone sculptures. And another thing that's also kind of strange for Buddhists, because their religion kind of states that like you have to have like it's good to be like financially not well off, because that means like you can have your inner peace. You aren't like greedy or anything like that. Greed is like horrible for the Buddhists. And there's no like, for the architecture, like the details, it is very detailed in the sculptures and the entryways. There's a lot of columns like at the entry, a lot of arches, very high ceilings. I guess they're still ceilings if they're in a mountain. Natural lighting, everything is all natural. Like paint, they didn't have like artificial paints back then. They used natural dyes and such. And the jewels were all natural. And it's like I said, we're all like super curious how like the older generations and how everybody got everything so precise. Like I included some pictures here in my presentation, and it's like there's murals covering like the entire walls, and like the like floors are like very nice, and they like lead in and have these like, and they're very well kept up. Of course people have they've been keeping up with them ever since we rediscovered them, and making sure they stay pretty, because a lot of people like will use this kind of as a tourist attraction. It's something a lot of people go see when they're in that area of India. And yeah.